No Cap-tivity. Freezy, freezy.
No intro today, no red tape. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna talk about a victim that's been widely discussed this past week by the name of Sonya Massey.
No Cap-tivity.
Now, as you guys know, Sonya Massey was viciously gunned down by a sheriff by the name of Grayson. And by now, we've all seen the video. But there's been some discrepancies as to if Sonya Massey was actually trying to throw a pot of water at Grayson. Well, there's a huge YouTuber by the name of Officer Tatum gave his breakdown, and he is convinced that Sonya Massey was actually trying to throw a damn pot of water at the sheriff. Well, tonight we're going to debunk that observation and prove that Officer Tatum is an idiot.
No Cap-tivity.
And by the time you guys look at this video, you will be convinced that Sonya Massey was not trying to throw no damn pot of water at an officer after she had already raised her hands to communicate that she meant no harm. So one of the so-called clues that Officer Tatum used to say that Sonya Massey was trying to throw the pot of water at Sheriff Grayson was that he seen steam coming up from the chair, the black chair right at the end of this island that you see. So let's play the video and see what Officer Tatum was pointing out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired!
Okay, right there, you see some steam coming in the direction of the chair, which, yeah, Officer Tatum partly was right. There was steam right there by the chair. But don't take my word for it. Let's play an audio of what Officer Tatum said during this period of the video.
But there's still steam on this chair right here from that boiling hot water. It's still steaming. You can see it right here. It's still steaming from the chair. She throws the pot, and I want you to watch this area so you can see the steam, because that hot water came crashing right over here, and look at the steam. You can see it. I just wanted to clarify that. And a lot of people are saying that she didn't throw the pot. I mean, you can argue that he wasn't justified if you want to, but there's still steam on this chair right here from that boiling hot water. It's still steaming. You can see it right here. It's still steaming from the chair.
So Officer Tatum is saying there's steam coming from the chair. And the reason why I'm doing this video is to point out why it's so important to use the correct verbiage when dealing with a critical case such as the death of Sonya Massey.
No Cap-tivity.
So right here, I want to show y'all that it was impossible for steam to have even reached the chair. And furthermore, for steam to even be coming from the chair. I need you guys to look at this frame of the video very closely, which I don't think anybody has pointed out yet. Did you see it? Did you see the water on the ground? Let me back it up a little bit. Do you see what I see? The water that was in the pot didn't go no further than where she kneeled down to the floor, probably about a foot away from her body. So if that's the case, how can water have reached the chair? Obviously, when Sonya Massey kneeled down, she poured the water out from the pot. And let's not forget, Officer Tatum also said she was trying to throw the pot of water at the sheriff, as if she was in a throwing motion. Well, if she had already poured the water out on the floor right next to her, how could she possibly have been trying to throw a whole pot of water at the damn sheriff, Officer Tatum?
No Cap-tivity.
Well, let's look at this so-called throwing motion that Officer Tatum said Sonya Massey was trying to execute. No pun intended. So this is the body camera of Sheriff Grayson, the officer who fatally shot her. And this is also right at the point where Sonya Massey said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Subsequently, Sheriff Grayson drew his gun. Right here is when he drew his gun. So I'm going to go through this frame by frame so we can see if Sonya Massey was actually trying to throw a hot boiling pot of water at the sheriff. Right here, she takes her hands off the pot. Both of her hands are up, as you can see. And this is important because what she's communicating right here is that she's surrendering. She does not wish the sheriffs any harm. Let's keep going. Right there, you can further see her hands up in the air. She's dropping down to the ground. Okay, now the officer is approaching her to get better eyes on Sonya Massey. And here we see Sonya Massey coming up. And it does appear that she has a pot in her hand. But as you can see, the pot is already tilted and there is no water in the pot. Officer Tatum was trying to state that she was definitely in a throwing motion and Sonya Massey was not.
No captivity.
I just proved that the water was already on the ground. Because if she was in a throwing motion and if the water had reached the chair to where steam was coming off of it, the water would have reached further than the point that we seen on the floor next to her. This is why it's important to closely observe this type of footage, as it is pivotal to have the right understanding and not give the wrong information, as any wrong assumption can hurt Sonya Massey's case. And also to point out, it doesn't look like she's in a throwing motion. It looks like she's lifting the pot up to show the officers there's no water in it.
No captivity.
And there we have it, folks. So I was compelled to make this video because when I seen Officer Tatum's video, I felt like I had a duty to put another point of view out there that could give more people some clarity on this case. I do have the link to Officer Tatum's video in the description if you want to check it out. But here's some advice to Officer Tatum. It is very important to have a total understanding before you stupidly release a video that could mislead thousands of people.
No captivity.
And as for Sonya Massey, the No Cap crew is still praying for you and your family, hoping that Sean Grayson gets the punishment that he deserves.
No captivity.
To support this platform, you can either send a super thanks or a cash cap to $Freezy 1976. That's $Freezy 1976. And we thank you in advance. And make sure y'all share this video so we can help the family of Sonya Massey get the justice that they deserve. And y'all know what I always say, to free yourself, you must heal yourself. And until the next time, we out of here.
No captivity. Freezy.